Start off second row left, Ari. Urban, I asked you Monday about the sped up recruiting calendar and how that forces programs at times to make recruiting decisions earlier than they want to, which can sometimes lead to mistakes. I'm wondering, when you guys realize you've made a mistake in recruiting, how do you go about rectifying it before National Signing Day if you've identified it?
Oh, great question. That is one of our concerns with the earlier, not just athletic if they're a fit, but if it's academic if they're a fit. And it's so early when you're a sophomore and junior, and, early in junior year. So those are all things. I just wish they'd move it back. Everybody wants to move it forward. I wish you could make a commitment to your senior year, just so everybody can get to know each other and slow this process down. So how do we rectify a mistake? That's pretty hard. I don't know.
Meaning that if there's...
I think honest conversation along the journey about, if there's, one thing to go into a place and never playing, that's awful. You're unhappy when you're in the school, and how does the person fit into the systems and those type of things. Those are always, but those are great conversations. Those aren't negative conversations. So I think just open conversation, and it's a relationship process, and honest conversation.
And there are some coaches out there that think that being part of a recruiting class is a meritocracy, and that players need to continue to prove that they deserve their spot in a recruiting class even after a commitment. Where do you kind of stand on that thought process?
I agree with that. I don't know if I use the term meritocracy. That's just called accountability. And if you shut it down as a player, I agree with that. I just think that I think that's the relationship with a high school coach. We do that most of the time to say, listen, you need to maintain your. There's been a couple guys that just didn't do a job academically. We had one guy had 18 absences 1 year in the spring. So you're out. Can't do that. You don't survive at places like Ohio State. So those are, when people make commitments, we have that conversation with the people, say, congratulations, welcome to the family. Now here, by the way, here's your requirements to keep this thing moving forward.
Right behind Ari, Tim.
Urban, when you have three cornerbacks, like Darren, Denzel, and Marshawn, what's kind of the reasoning behind not playing them all at once, having one as the nickel?
Great question. Those are probably questions to ask because we rotate corners, but a question to ask Luke and primarily Greg. So the nickel position is a kind of unique skill set, and Damon Arnett kind of fits that skill set, and you just spend a lot of time teaching that. You need to play at least three corners throughout because we play so much man coverage. So very good question, but they all get plenty of playing time.
Second row middle, Ryan.
I know you've said before that y'all don't necessarily mess with kickers in practice and you kind of let them do their own thing with their coach, but Cam's punting 8 to 10 yards better this year than he has in the past.
You said we don't. Someone said we don't mess with kickers.
I said you've joked in the past that you don't you let them do their own mental thing. Yeah.
I don't use those words in my life. Don't mess with a kicker. I don't like kickers. I'm sorry.
But is there anything y'all have done with Cam to change his approach or anything like that?
He had an injury this summer, and he's a nut as far as work ethic. He is one of the greatest young people I've ever been around. He's a grown man. He's not that typical 17-year-old. We got him, I think he was 20 to 21, and he's a grinder. He's a worker. We have to back off. Like today was punt. We didn't let him punt today. He never punts back to back because he'll just blow himself up. So we actually, I think he took like the first 2 weeks of camp. He didn't punt. So I think he's worked on his fundamentals. He's really playing well right now. And but the freshness too, we actually have to say you do not. I've had to threaten him a few times. If I see you kick the ball, you're going to pay a bad price.
Third row middle, Tony.
Urban, the rotation at cornerback. When were you corner? Sorry. When were you convinced, or when did you know that was going to work out? And then do you see that as sort of the standard moving forward? Is it because of the rewards that you've gotten from it that you want to keep it that way years down the road?
Yeah, it's all recruiting. I don't think we've ever had 3 at the quality that we have right now. So yeah, if we recruit well, we can play 4 if we had 4. So ideally, yes, that is. But every school in the country would say, yeah, let's rotate guys if you have that quality player. You can't have a big drop off to rotate, so there's not much of a drop off, and it's worked pretty well.
When did you know?
Well, Kerry Combs does such a good job developing those guys, and I listen to them, and I see it myself. And Gary on, we kind of knew after his first year was going to, and he gets better and better and better. Denzel Ward has started to show signs of that last year, and then spring training he was outstanding. Marshawn's the one that's always been gifted. He just had horrible issues with his hamstrings, and that really, he worked very hard along with our training staff. So we kind of knew we had him, just a matter of keeping him healthy.
Far left, Matt.
You've gone head-to-head with former assistants quite a bit now. I think this is a good time. Is it difficult at all, or has it changed the more you've done it? Have you gotten used to it? I'm just wondering what's it going to feel like going against them.
Yeah, I just worry about they know you so well. You know, we're running the scout team today, and our twos are running Rutgers plays, and I'm sitting there watching. It's our play. So I know there's going to be a lot of similarities in both things. And we just, we changed some verbiage, make sure the signals are completely different. And the good thing defensively, we changed a lot of them in the summer. Offensively, changed names of things this week.
When Chris had the opportunity, did you feel like you got to go for this one? I mean, the Rutgers opportunity.
He had a couple. He had a couple opportunities. I'm not sure that's public, but he had a couple opportunities. And when this one showed up, we had sat and had a long conversation. It's all about recruiting. And, there's two things you look for, in my opinion, when I advise coaches, if they ask my opinion, is recruiting number one, and have they won before? And if the answer is, the recruiting base is below average and they have a 1-4, don't you take that job. Don't do it, because you'll just be in 4 years, you'll be looking for 1 or 3 years normally. And so the one thing about Rutgers, have they won before? Absolutely. And they have a great recruiting base, one of the best in America. So it was kind of no brainer for him. And the athletic director and him had a really good meeting.
Front or right, Tim?
Yeah, Urban, number one, Greg Schiano was cited today for failure to obey a traffic signal, for want of another word. And do you have any comment? I mean, has he been troubled by this? Can you comment on that at all?
Devastated, yeah. I don't want to get too much into it. Yeah, Greg, I don't know if you guys obviously know him as well as I do, but that broke his heart. I got the phone call. And so I don't want to say much more than our prayers with the young person.
Going back to your offense, as you look at when you sometimes have JT, Curtis, and Mike together, I call it a modern day T formation back there, but do you see just more and more options now in this offense? And I'm asking maybe even more than you saw a year ago that you guys can get to.
Yeah, and I think when you have a Zeke, where you just, on your game plan is to get him the ball as many times as you have to, because it's a big play waiting to happen. And this is a little, be able to have those weapons back there. And it's really fun is when you go in that room and start game planning. Yeah. And you have Dontre and Curtis and Mike Weber and JT. And we just got to make sure we continue that as bringing guys in like that.
And really quickly, Dante Booker, is he ready to go?
Oh, he's questionable for the game. Yeah. That's a tough injury, MCL, but he's running today, and there's a chance to get in there.
Just got time for a couple more guys. Front or right, Austin?
Urban, when you looked after 3 games at all 9 units, was there one in particular that had you concerned or challenged going into this next game of that 5 week last week?
No, I think our goal every week, and really the mission statement for our program is 9 strong. You don't go to Norman, Oklahoma and play 7 strong and win. We were pretty much 9 strong, so I'm pretty pleased right now. My concern is the depth, and the 2 offense line is still not where we need it to be. Who's our backup, tailback, those type of things. But as far as the first string, 9 strong, we just need to continue.
And final questions, Bill?
One more about the cornerbacks. At what point did you begin to feel really confident this is a pretty good unit?
Spring. And I have that much confidence in, obviously Kerry, when he talks, I listen, and they're very good, and I saw that spring practice.
Is there anything that stands out about the 3 of them that maybe you've not had before?
Well, 2 of them are elite size. You're talking about Marshawn and Darian Conley. Everybody in the country wants like Eli. So nice 6'1" player. And then Denzel, elite speed. And then all 3 of them have elite speed. So, and plus they're good guys, man. There are no issues. They're just good people that work their tails off, represent Ohio State's right way. So it's really a nice setup right now.
Coach, thank you very much.